Cuckoo. We're Isabel and Kim, girlfriends living in France, chatting about everything going on in our lives. Come hang out with us while we cheers with an Aperol Spritz, swap stories, get into some deep talks, and share what we've learned along the way. If you like the podcast, please share it with a friend, leave us a review, and you can follow us on Instagram at cuckoo.pod.
Good morning.
Hi, Kim.
What's up? The Wednesday after Thanksgiving.
I know, and I haven't seen you since
And I haven't seen you since Thanksgiving, but we had such a nice Thanksgiving.
We had so much fun. Kim invited me and my family over for Thanksgiving at her house, and it was such a fun night.
It was so nice. I ordered a turkey ahead of time and was actually surprised that it showed up and it was actually a turkey. And my husband cooked it. We actually bought our big green egg. It's this huge grill from California and made turkey on the grill.
It was delicious.
And then we also had some duck with it. So just for something different. But
and your parents were here.
And my parents are actually still here, which is lovely. So they're here for 2 weeks. And we actually we had Thanksgiving and then we left on Black Friday for a long weekend in this little town north of Paris in France called Strasbourg.
I feel like it's pretty famous.
I think it's pretty famous. So they call it the capital of Christmas because there's 13 Christmas markets. There is literally the most amount of lights you've ever seen. Like at night, they actually have chandeliers that are up that are all made of lights.
That's
and then
so
the whole
cool.
city, they have like blue Christmas trees. They have this Christmas tree that like sings to music. So it like dances with the lights.
Did the kids love it?
Oh my gosh, the kids loved it. It was so cute. So I would highly
Such a fun memory.
recommend. It's like just a really special place to go. I think it's pretty easy to get. There's a lot of Americans there. So I think it's
If you're in Paris, it's
easy
probably
to
a
get
much
there from
shorter
Paris.
train.
It was a 5 or 6 hour train from here, from Aix-en-Provence to Strasbourg, but actually pretty easy. The kids had a good time. I would say the one thing was it was very crowded.
I'm sure.
So be careful. Like I feel like every weekend starting Thanksgiving and up until Christmas some markets you couldn't even walk through.
Wow.
So one thing
Go
to be
during the
aware of.
week.
Go during the week if you can get off work. But yes, that would be mine. But it was great. How about you?
Well, we had Thanksgiving and then we finally got our Christmas tree this weekend,
yay.
which is fun. But you know what I cannot find anywhere are the ornament hangers. Have you seen those anywhere?
They're at Monoprix.
Okay.
Yes.
I need to go buy some of those. Sometimes it can be hard to find. We
Little
went
things
to
we're used
Leroy
to.
Merlin, which is like the Home Depot of France, and they were like, they had all their ornaments out.
Oh, nice.
But they were like, oh yeah, we don't get the ornament hooks for 2 more weeks. And I'm like,
how are they supposed to decorate
how
your
are you
tree?
supposed to hang the ornaments? So we have our tree, but she only has lights on.
Wait, may I ask you a question on your tree? Because this was different from the U.S. for us. We're used to, you buy a Christmas tree, whether it's at like a market or an outdoor thing, and they usually strap it on top of your car and tie it on. So this was shocking for us last year and this year.
I've never seen that
They
here.
are shoving it into our car. There are needles everywhere. The kids can't even like sit in their car seats because they're like shoved with like the Christmas tree needles and pressed to their window. So anyways, I was just wondering, is this normal?
I think it's normal.
Okay.
In Paris, I used a company that would deliver it.
Oh, it's amazing.
But yeah, ours was shoved in our tree.
And
It's
then you
much
clean out
easier.
new-
At least they put it in a bag. They
They
put
did?
it. Yeah, they put it through that like big barrel, and then a net comes out. Did you guys not get that?
we
That helps.
Okay,
it's
we
way
got
worse
that.
when you take it out of the house and it's all dead and everything's falling everywhere and you have no bag.
Okay, well, it was just a bit of a shock for us, and I'm still finding needles all over the car.
Yeah, it's crazy. My husband went full Dexter last year trying to get rid of the tree because we didn't have a way to get it to there's certain places where you can put your tree.
Oh,
and you have to bring it there.
interesting.
So he was like with like a saw. He took the whole thing apart, put it into a wheelbarrow, and then like took off for the
my
town square to
gosh.
drop off the pieces.
This is like quite a
because he didn't want all
project.
the needles in the car.
I mean, kind of smart though. Love it.
Okay, so we have the tree. We haven't decorated it yet. And the other day when I was doing a little Christmas shopping in X, I found like the elf on the shelf. They were selling just the elf.
But it's like, tell us about it because it's different from the U.S. elf on the shelf.
To be fair, I don't know anything about the elf. Like,
Okay.
I just bought the elf for €6.
Okay.
And then I told my daughter that they were giving them out in X and they were looking for homes for them.
Okay, got it.
So I took one. And then I thought they were supposed to do like bêtises,
Which should
is like
explain what that is.
like cheeky, like misbehave, like little
Little tricks, like naughty things.
And Kim has a different experience with her elf in the U.S.
Yes. So if any of you are listening that are American and have done Elf on the Shelf for your kids, So you buy it, and it's usually a little boy elf that's like red, and he comes with a book. And then supposedly he gets like magical powers, and then he flies to the North Pole to tell Santa every day if you've been good or bad. And then he comes back to your house and comes in a different place. So he like hides.
So stressful.
So the mom, it's on the mom
Surveillance.
usually, right? So it's surveillance, but then you also have to remember to hide the elf.
Okay.
Because if he wakes up in the same place, the kids think he didn't go to the North Pole, and then they're not going to get presents. So it's a little bit
boy.
like stressful, but also really fun. Like this year, my kids built him a little bed and like a little note they wrote for him, and they're just having fun with it. It's like cute ages for that. So, but yours,
I've gone a different direction.
You've
with
gone
my
a
elf.
totally different direction. Talk about what you did with your elf, because it's funny.
So I thought they were supposed to do baptizes every night.
That's like little tricks, like they
Little
would.
tricks.
Okay,
Naughty things.
Naughty
So
things.
the first night, our elf, I put some flour on the counter and did little footprints. Then he was face down in the bag of flour. And it was just so cute. It was so much fun.
So
and
cute.
then I posted that on Instagram.
Okay.
And someone sent me a few of like the naughty things that their elf has done.
Ooh.
And they gave me the best one ever. So I did it last night and it was so fun. So we had the elf steal our car. And like I like pulled the car out of the garage and put it. I parked it crazy in front of the
Oh my
house. And
gosh,
then put the
this is
elf
elaborate.
on the steering wheel, and it was so fun. This
Was your
morning.
daughter like,
Yeah,
oh
she
my
was-
gosh?
She was first she was so upset because she was like, "Where's the elf? Like he's gone."
Oh.
And then I was like, "Oh boy, like we got to find him." So then we found him outside, and we were laughing really hard.
So
I
cute.
think he's still in my car actually. now
I
that
think I like
about
the
it.
French elf because he seems a little more lighthearted and fun.
Yeah, so we're having so much fun with that.
I love it. I love it.
Okay,
Kind
so
of brings
our-
us to our topic.
Our topic of the day is the holiday survival guide, but we thought it would be fun just because there are some
Yeah.
different holiday traditions between France and the US. So we
Yes.
thought we'd go through a couple of the things that we have noticed before we get into our survival guide.
Sounds good.
So do you want to kick us off?
Yes, I will kick us off. So, having moved from the US just a little over a year ago, I've noticed that I feel like Europe goes all out for Christmas, like even in
I
a
agree.
bigger way than the US. And I also noticed because they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas starts like November 16th, like mid-November.
I've like seen
or maybe
ornaments
even
in
earlier.
end of October.
Okay,
like
end
Halloween
of October.
time. It's crazy.
And then the decorations and everything kind of like really kicks
Yep.
off in November. And every like town in France has like has a Christmas market, and basically it's like small like artisan vendors. In X, it's really cute because
It's
they all
very
have
cute.
these little what do you call them? Little
Like
chalets, like log cabins.
Yeah, little chalets
That are along the main road, like Cour Mirabeau, and they have, and they're all decorated like
Yep.
with lights. And then each little vendor has one of these little chalets, and they sell really cool stuff like jewelry, candles, just any kind of like artisan, local, like lavender for this region. And then there's usually like for the kids in X, it's actually pretty big, like a big carnival. So they have all these rides, like
Christmas rides.
Christmas rides, and they're all decorated for the holidays. And then little stands have roasted chestnuts, mulled wine. I
Yeah, you
always
can get
walk
the hot
around with the
wine.
hot
I
wine.
love a hot wine.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
delicious.
so
And you
good.
can just walk around with it everywhere
Yep.
here. And
Waffles,
waffles,
gaufres.
crepes.
Yep,
Gaufre,
crepes.
yeah, which are waffles. So the Christmas markets, I would say, are a really big deal. And they were everywhere, like in just obviously Strasbourg's the biggest, but all over France and beyond Europe. Like I was in Copenhagen a few weeks ago, and they had a beautiful Christmas market out. Like I do feel like that's really different, and they're out all day and in the evening too. So that was kind of something I've noticed was a drastic change from the US. And I love it. It's like actually one of my favorite things.
It's really fun. Okay. And then I feel like there's also a lot of differences for the food that you
Yes,
eat around
for sure.
Christmas. And France loves food. So
Yes.
they kind of go big with even all the little small like traiteur stores.
Yeah.
I
Which
feel
means like catering.
Yeah, like the stores that sell like high, like foie gras, different types of like champagne. They
Yeah.
all have all their holiday displays out because this is the time of year when people will buy that stuff to bring for the holiday meals as a family. So I feel like the classic kind of like Christmassy food
Yes.
here is you start with some champagne.
Yep.
Because champagne is really reserved for
Special occasions.
And then you have the plateau fruits de mer, which is like the big plateau with all of the seafood on it.
It's so good.
So
and
like
it's beautiful.
oysters, shrimp, bouleau, which are like little, not clams, little
Mussels.
whelks, I think is the translation.
Okay.
And you can buy these at different stores and they'll give you the thing with the ice and everything. And it's very pretty. So I would say you kind of start with that.
Yep.
And then you have, well, tell me about the
turkey. So I just found this out because I had pre-ordered a turkey for Thanksgiving, which you have to do here because they're not just everywhere. And the guy that worked at the butcher said to me, well, this is a little early for the turkey because they were expecting it to be like, I guess one of the main dishes for Christmas in France is stuffed turkey. So they actually stuff it with chestnuts, and turkey's like the main meat that people would have with like their Christmas dinner. So
I never knew that.
So interesting. Yes.
Foie gras is also controversial in most of the world, but it's very popular here. And so I would say that's like kind of another starter that people have like with the champagne.
Yeah.
And then for dessert, you have the bûche de Noël.
Yes.
Which is like, looks like a log.
Yeah.
And it's rolled and it's just like a cake. They make them, all the patisseries do a special one. Different stores do special ones.
It's really pretty.
Pre-order them. They're really pretty.
Yeah.
Really decorated.
Yes.
And they're expensive.
Are they expensive? I haven't bought one.
I mean, in Paris, I remember like in my neighborhood, I feel like they were like 45, 50 euros, like pretty fancy, but they're very intricate and decorated and special. And it's like, kind of a treat for the end of the year. So I'd never had a bûche de Noël before.
Yeah, you're going to do it. So you do this every year?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we usually get one.
I'm going to do one this year. I love it.
And then you told me about a new tradition.
Yes.
That I'm going to do this year.
Okay.
On December 6th.
Oh, yes. So December 6th, which I think a lot of people know that as like St. Nick's Day, when in the US you would fill stockings on that. It's like kind of like almost like a pre-Christmas morning, but it dates back to like a religious holiday.
Oh.
But it's actually.
And then they move stockings to Christmas Eve instead?
I don't do stockings at Christmas Eve. Do you?
You don't?
No.
Wait.
But my husband does. So we just have never done that in the US.
Wait, so you don't hang stockings on Christmas Eve and then Christmas morning, like you do the stockings first and then you open the tree?
No, but my husband does. So now we do stockings and the gifts.
Wait, so when did you do stockings?
So stockings I usually did December 6th. And then St. Nick would come.
I'm shocked.
December 6th and fill the stockings. And it was like little stuff, like more treats and toys, etc. But I found out in France the tradition is, and I guess this is an old tradition.
So you're basically French.
So I'm so French. No, hardly. You actually put the kids put their shoes by the fireplace. And then it used to be like the sweet treat would be like clementines or apples. And then it moved to like chocolate. And now it's like a mix of like bonbons, which are like candies, and then little treats that the kids get in their shoes in the morning, which I think is really cute.
Okay, so I'm going to adopt this year.
Are you going to do the shoes?
Yeah, but I also am doing stockings on Christmas Eve because I love the stockings.
My husband does too. I think we just don't have any stockings here, so we haven't done it.
Go on Etsy. I ordered like the first year we had my daughter, I got us all like custom stockings on Etsy with our names.
With your
you can
name.
like choose the pattern and then you can like write the names on. And they came really fast.
Oh, I love that. Okay, ours are in storage, so I need to start over. Okay, and then I would say the other difference I have noticed here is like very much of a religious tradition. Like they are, especially in this region, they're called santons, which are almost like little figurines that are the nativity scene. And they're in like a lot of little stands, and they're actually made here and shipped all over the world, which I didn't know. But you definitely see, I would say, a lot more of the traditional, like whether it's Catholicism or Christianity representation with like the nativity scene, et cetera, that seems to be pretty common, at least in this region for France. So something else. And then lastly, have you heard of those little papillettes? Papillotes.
I have seen them.
Okay.
I have never bought them.
I have never bought them, but now I want to buy them.
But they're like.
Do you want to describe what they look? They almost
so
look like
it's
those
almost
crackers,
those things that, like those
US,
crackers,
those shiny ones
that you open and like stuff pops out of them.
Yeah.
But apparently those are also big in France to like put at the table setting and people open them up. I don't know what's inside.
I don't know
maybe
what's
we
inside
should
either,
buy
but let's try it.
And
All right.
find out what's
I
in
like
there.
this tradition because they're everywhere here.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they're as common in the US, but I see them in most stores here. So some fun traditions.
Maybe we'll buy some of those and open them on the Cuckoo Instagram.
Let's do
that
it.
Could be fun.
It'll be so fun. We'll do a little story.
Okay, so let's get into the holiday survival
yes.
guide. Don't worry, this is going to be positive.
Yes.
But I do feel like, especially once you become a parent, there's a little bit of pressure to make the holiday magic happen. And I don't know, I have the best memories of
I know,
all
me too.
like the Thanksgiving, Christmas season
for sure
growing up, and it's so fun. But then, you know, as you grow up, the responsibility
becomes on the parents.
On you. So we
Mostly
thought
the
we
mom.
could come up with just like a few tips for surviving the
love
holidays. Okay.
You want to start?
I'll start with mine. So I feel like a good way to start this is it's like when you're on an airplane and they're like, you have to put on your oxygen mask first. I think
before assisting others.
So I think in order to be able to do your holiday magic, make sure you take some space for yourself.
Yes.
Because the reality is the end of the year, everyone's exhausted.
Totally.
Everyone's been working a lot.
Yep.
There's a lot of holidays. There's a lot of seeing family.
Yep.
There's pressure.
There's events.
Presents,
There's
events.
parties.
There's work parties. There's a lot going on. And for me, the two like busiest times of the year, I feel like, are the last month of school and the Christmas break, because kids are exhausted.
Yep.
And there's just so much to happen.
For sure.
So much to do. So I think that it's really important to make sure you're in a good headspace to be able to get everything done, but also to be able to enjoy.
Yes.
Because if you're exhausted and burnt out, then you make all the magic and you don't get to enjoy the magic yourself.
It's
and
so
that's
sad.
That stinks.
Yes.
So I think that it's really important. I don't know carve out some time for yourself in between the holidays. If it's taking a day off work and doing your Christmas shopping or like remember?
Oh yeah, mine every year. The last Friday before Christmas, I take off work every year, and I'd always book a spa day. It might not even be the whole day, but I would go to the spa. I'd have lunch by myself, and then I would just relax. Like I wouldn't bring my phone. I wouldn't bring anything except just like pure relaxation for even if you take a few hours, it was just I would look forward to that day, and then I would come out of it feeling like ready for the holidays. And that's like a big thing to do, but it was really awesome.
I also think I don't know. I feel like when I was younger, I had in my head, I'm like, if you want to relax, you need like a week-long vacation.
No, not
I need
anymore.
like 45 minutes.
Totally.
Honestly.
Yes.
Like I can feel if you have half a day.
It's amazing. You feel like you're a new person.
You know, it doesn't. You don't need that much time. And I'm bad at this. I am always making excuses of like I should be doing this or I need to take this time to do that.
Totally.
Like say no to all those voices in your head.
Yes.
Block
just do
out
it.
a time.
Yep.
I think putting the phone away is
it's huge.
critical because I don't know, my phone is a constant source. It's just notification, thoughts.
Yes.
Put everything away, take a moment for yourself. And then I think you are already off to a good start.
I totally agree. And I'm going to add to that. I would also say don't abandon like the things that kind of keep you sane. So if like keeping you sane is working out, but you don't have a full hour, 30 minutes, like even like right now, I'm like, if I can get a 15-minute power yoga, great. Like I'm ready to go. It's just don't like let go just because you don't have as much time. Like still try to keep, I would say, the things that keep you sane that are for yourself.
I'm going to give a shameless plug. I'm obsessed with the Sculpt Society. I have.
Oh, yes, you are.
It's this girl, her name is Megan Roop, and she has these online classes. And my favorite one is 30 minutes. It's called 30-minute Sculpt. Sometimes I don't even finish the whole thing. Like I'll only get like 25 minutes through. But it's such a good workout. It's so fast. It goes by just like that. And it's just like an easy thing to like. You can also work out at home. I feel like
I know. I work out at home way more than I do in the U.S.
You don't need a lot.
You don't need much. I literally have YouTube, a mat, and some weights.
Yep.
And
it's perfect.
It's perfect.
All you need.
Yes. Love it.
Quick and efficient.
Okay.
This one was yours. The letting go of some stuff.
So here's my philosophy. I feel like when I first became a mom, I was like, oh my gosh, I want everything to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would take professional Christmas card photos so I could send out like the prettiest Christmas card.
Oh, yeah.
I would like make
I've
sure.
never done that.
I did it every year except this year. I'm like, I'm letting this go.
Good for you.
No one's getting Christmas cards. Sorry guys, but I just
You haven't been X'd out of our
You haven't been X'd out. It's just like I'm trying to let go of things that weren't necessarily bringing me joy, but that I felt like I should do.
That's such a good example.
And I realized like that's not helping anyone except I'm trying to please other people by sending them a card of my family, which they probably didn't even want. So I decided I'm letting go of that. And then I used to also think like the Christmas meal had to be this like elaborate, perfect thing. And I had to make these like elaborate recipes and the table had to look amazing. Now I'm like, all right, what can I like make that's easy and good? Or just like, how do I let go of some of the things that like no one even really likes, but they're just traditions? So I'm trying to let go of, I would say, the things that aren't necessarily bringing me joy, but just feel like things I should do.
Okay.
Does
I
that
love that.
make sense?
But
Yeah.
I think it's like also on our people pleasing journey.
Oh, for sure.
I think this is a great
Highly
step
on my journey.
because the holidays can be very triggering for a
Oh,
people
for
pleaser
sure.
because you got to take care of everyone and make
Yes.
sure everyone's happy. So
Yes.
I think that's actually a great thing to do.
And you know what happens when you do that? You abandon yourself and you're not living in the moments. Like now I let go of expecting things to be perfect. Like it's sort of like now what I'm really looking forward to on Christmas is literally just like sitting with my kids by the fire, probably with a glass of wine because that would be me. But like, or just
Sounds
like
so
just
lovely.
doesn't it sound lovely?
Just being in the
And
moment,
just
not
being in
having
the
to rush
moment,
around.
not rushing around. So, anyways, just try to think about like what you can let go of this year. What else? You have a good one
Which one?
on boundaries.
Oh, the boundaries. Well, maybe it makes sense to talk about family stuff.
Okay, let's
first,
do
because
that
I feel like
first.
the boundaries and family go
for sure, hand in
in
hand.
hand. I feel like in particular in this culture that we're in right
Yes.
now, not necessarily in France, but just everywhere, it seems like it's less and less acceptable to have different views than other
Yeah.
people. And I think this is kind of a big issue in the US right now with seeing family.
Politically, yeah.
People seem to be on two very
Yeah.
separate sides. And I think in terms of the holidays, I understand people are very upset about certain things.
Yes.
And I think that you almost need to take a little bit of the higher road
Yeah.
and lead with acceptance.
Yeah.
And, you know, if there's certain topics that can't be talked about, don't
talk about them.
But I think that sometimes people feel like it's so
Yeah.
like do or die. Like
Yeah.
this is like, it's either this way or that way.
Yep.
And that just kills the fun for
I
everything.
know.
Like people should be allowed to have different views.
For sure.
And you can still all get along. And I think if you're having like a really hard time with that, maybe talking to someone else about it, like
Yeah.
getting some outside help on it,
Yeah.
could be good because they can maybe help you figure out how to.
The right strategy and how to approach it.
Because like
and,
I'm
yeah.
not trying to diminish anyone's
No, of
feelings
course.
on this because I do think that there's certain issues that people feel, you know, that really affect them and it
Yeah.
can feel very betraying perhaps. But at the same time, I think that we should try to lead with acceptance.
Yep.
And because at the end of the day, everyone loses out and life goes by really
No, it
fast.
does.
And it's so special when
Yeah.
you get to spend time with family.
Totally.
And of course, like every family has
Has issues.
their drama and their
Right.
craziness. But I think if you can take the high road, like if you need to not talk about
Yeah.
politics or triggering topics, like try to find something you can relate on
Yes,
that
totally.
you both really like.
Yes, I completely agree.
Whatever that is, or do activities like go for a
Yes.
walk, get out there.
Totally play a little board game, like bring up, that's
Yeah.
always fun, or some sort of like fun game that the whole family can get involved with.
I
That's
agree.
not
Like
about,
board game is a great thing.
I love stuff like that.
Go
Yeah.
in without an armor on.
Yes.
And if you do feel like you really need to say something, like share your side, I think just being very careful in
Yeah.
how you share, like not like you did this,
Yes.
you're wrong,
Yep.
but more like this is how like I feel about
Right.
it. Like how do you feel about
Yeah,
it? Because
exactly.
who knows, maybe
You're not that far apart.
Maybe you're not that far
Yeah.
apart, and maybe there's like the things that you think are really bad. Like maybe they also feel like
Totally.
that's bad too, but there's something else that you're not seeing. So
Yes.
I feel like if you need to have a conversation,
Yeah.
do it, but just go in on like very like no armor.
I agree.
you know what I mean?
100%. And I would also say that trust that intentions are good.
I agree
like,
with that.
I say people, sometimes you just assume like someone's coming from a bad place or they're trying to attack you or they
Yep.
don't like something about what you're saying or doing. Like just assume that if someone has good intentions, because they likely do.
I would
and
say
I
like
think
99.9%
of the
of people
fine, like
have good
people have good
intentions.
intentions. And sometimes it may just like not seem that way to you. But I think if you trust that intentions are good, it will work out better.
And the same goes for you because maybe like that person just truly doesn't understand why you feel so bad about it.
For sure. For sure.
So I think that's
Yeah, I love that.
acceptance, doing and just keeping the fun there.
Yes,
because
for
there's
sure.
always fun to be had.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, another thing. expectations and assumptions
Our relationship killers.
are relationship killers
In friendships, in marriages.
for any kind of relationship.
Yes.
So if
Sibling relationships,
I
all
think
of it.
like throw out the assumptions,
Yes.
throw out the expectations,
Yeah.
and then you will only be like surprised. If you,
Right.
I think that that's like the worst thing. And this goes for everything. Maybe like, I don't know, even with my daughter when she's
Yeah.
talking about like the Christmas list and
Yeah.
the things. And I keep kind of trying to remind her like, look, like just because it's
Yes.
on your list doesn't mean that
You're going to get it.
that you get it.
Right.
Because I don't want her to have like, I don't know, there's certain things that
Of
like maybe
course.
we don't get, like, you know, and then you open the presents and you're
Just-
disappointed.
no, that's, you got to
So
set
I
it
just
up.
feel
Yeah.
like get rid of the expectations.
totally.
Be so grateful for whatever things work
yep.
out. And that said, like if there's something that will make a big difference
Yes.
in your holiday that you're really expecting, make sure you communicate.
Yes. Yes. This
it.
is
I think this
huge.
can help with like, especially with partners, like
For sure.
you know, I think at least in my home, I feel like I do most of the Christmas
Yeah.
magic. And, you know, if it's really important that you have like a certain thing taken care of or you need help on something, just
Yeah.
communicate it because
For
I
sure.
think often everyone's so busy at this time of the year. And
Yeah.
maybe you don't know. And you actually brought up this point that everyone grew up with different types
Yes,
of holidays.
for sure.
So something that to you is like a given, like
Yeah.
for me, like the stocking
Like
thing.
we didn't even talk
This
about that. I didn't
Christmas
even know.
Eve stockings.
Yeah.
Like for me, that would be, if I came down and there was nothing in my stocking, but everyone else's stockings
Yes.
were full. It sounds silly, but I'd
No,
be sad.
this-
I'd be
this
like,
actually happened
oh,
to my-
poor old
Yes.
me, nothing in my stocking.
Oh my gosh, this happened to my husband and I on our first Christmas together because he's
Yeah.
the stocking filler from his traditions. And I had no clue about this tradition because I just didn't
And
grow
so
up with
then
it.
he did
so
a stocking?
he filled my stocking and it was all these little thoughtful things that were like super meaningful.
Heartbreaking.
He had nothing in his stocking. So I this is a big one.
Yeah, I just communicate those little
Yes.
things. Even like talk about, maybe this sounds like so silly to say, but I think it's important to like acknowledge that your holidays might look different as
Totally.
a family because you're really blending people from
Yes,
different
for sure.
backgrounds and you know everyone does stuff differently. So if
Yeah.
there's something that's important to you, make sure you say it because I think that's kind of like the most I don't know. I definitely do this sometimes, but
Yeah, me
as a
too.
woman to like you can't expect someone to read your mind.
No.
And I feel like sometimes it's an easy way to just build resentment
Yeah.
by being like, I'm expecting this, but I haven't said anything
Yes.
about it. And then it doesn't happen. And then
And then
feel
you're disappointed, but it's like,
disappointed.
how would that person even know?
like, I used to feel like this on Mother's Day
Oh,
in
yes.
France because, and it was honestly so silly because Mother's Day in the US and France are on different days.
Yes.
So then like US Mother's Day would roll around. And
there
my
was no
husband
celebration.
would have no idea, and,
course.
unless he was on social media and
Right.
saw that my friends were posting like Mother's
Right.
Day stuff, and I'd be like pouting in the corner, and it was just such an like.
And it would have been
you know,
so much easier to be like,
I could-
it's
could've just
American
been like,
Mother's
just,
Day.
You know, like this
Just
weekend's
so you know it's
American
important to me.
Mother's Day.
He would have done
Exactly.
something.
Exactly.
Totally. Yes. No, I think that's really important. So I think it's like talking about what your own favorite traditions were.
Yeah.
And then deciding as a family what you want to carry forward and what you don't. Like, I think for me, I was, again, making assumptions that like everybody goes to church on Christmas, just if you grew up in any sort of Christianity. And my husband's like, what are you talking about? Like, why would we have to
Yeah.
go to just because it's Christmas? I was like, well, yeah, it's a really
I
important
grew
day.
up going to the children's mass. On
See,
Christmas
yes,
Eve,
exactly.
and
So
Santa
it's-
would come.
Right. And so it's just, I think all those things are just worth talking about and then deciding what you want to carry forward. Like asking like why that's important to the other person and then deciding as your own family, like what are you going to carry forward to your own children that is going to be meaningful. So yes, but I am with you on not just assuming that someone's reading your mind, even on like what, like gift wise. I think this is especially when you buy for your partner. It's like,
Yeah.
like my husband's about like, I want people to invent like a gift that would be meaningful, not just like I'm going to send you a link to this jacket I'm making that up that I want.
I
you
like
know,
completely get that too.
Yeah.
It takes all the. It's like okay.
it's like
This
I
makes
could have
it
just
so
bought it myself, and
transactional,
it's so
you know?
transactional.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think you have to be like thoughtful, and it does require sort of thinking about like the other person in a more meaningful way than just like, oh, he's going to send me a link for this. You know
You know what
I
I've
like
been
that.
trying to do, and now I'm realizing I've forgotten to do it. But I try to like take notes when people say that they like things throughout the year.
That's really
like make a
smart.
note in your iPhone app and
Oh,
just
I
like
love
put
that.
little notes down. Like when someone mentions something, because then that's like
So
then come
smart.
the holidays, it's like oh they said they would have loved to do that. Like,
Yes, and then you remember.
whatever, and then you remember, and then that's like a nice way to. 'cause
That's so great.
It's just there's so many thoughts in my head every day. It's
Same.
hard to remember
Yes.
everything, and like so much gets like shoved out of my head, and it's gone forever.
Yes, that's
So
super smart. I love
feel
that
like
idea.
That's a good one. And then I also think I feel like this is very French.
Okay.
What I'm about to say.
Okay.
But just like the less is more.
Yes, totally.
Do less.
Do less, buy
enjoy
less,
more.
enjoy more, spend more time on like the experiences that you're making versus the things. I think
Yes.
I think that's more French, yes, but I also think it's a great mindset to adapt in any culture because
I agree.
it just is more meaningful. And I think also sometimes because, at least for me as an American, was always on this pursuit of like, oh, I want to make sure like my daughter should go to the Nutcracker. We always went to the Nutcracker. Like
This is
we
the
should
thing
do this.
I've had
Like,
in my head too, because
Yes.
I always did that as a kid.
I know. And then I'm like, does she want to do that?
Or is
that
it just for me?
Is that just for
I
me? Because
remember
I've
getting
done
dressed
that.
up for the Nutcracker.
Totally. And so I think, and then if I were going to do that, like in the US, it would be, then it was also like, and we need to go see Santa. And there's this other thing like I want to go see. And there's a Christmas concert, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden your whole like prep to before Christmas is just crazed by running around trying to do things that you're not even going to enjoy if you're like dragging the kids from one thing to another just to try to like be there and do that thing. Choose one or two things and do that and enjoy it.
And call it a day.
Call it a day.
You know what? I think everyone is happier that way.
Yes, for sure. So I like that, like kind of don't overschedule, like have fun, relax, I think the holidays are such a really cool time. And sometimes I think in the past, like I've gotten so caught up in just the doing of it that I kind of forget to just pause and like be in the moments with the people that you love and that you're excited to be with.
I have one last thing to add. I am the first to admit I am not, by nature, I am not organized. I am a little bit all over the place. I think I'm just more
You're
of
creative.
like a creative spirit.
Yes.
I think for me, the key to the holidays is to actually be super organized.
Okay, so
and
now
get
you're
things
like,
done.
I have to be organized.
Yeah, because if I
okay.
have, where I get into trouble is when it's like, because you have those days like where kids are still in school.
Yes.
And then the vacation creeps up very fast. School's out, and then it's basically Christmas.
Right.
And you can't really do the Christmassy planning stuff when your kids are home. So
No, you're right.
I actually like started thinking about stuff even before Thanksgiving.
Smart.
And now, like, I just think if you can organize and get everything ordered, wrapped, finished, put out of sight, out of mind,
You'll feel better.
You feel better.
Yes.
Because then you don't have so much left to do.
No, that's a really good point. Like, don't wait till that, like,
Don't wait
the
till
last day of shipping.
I've done that before.
I've done that before, and it's really stressful.
It's so stressful.
Yeah.
And then, I've even done the thing like wrapping the gifts after eating Christmas dinner. And it's
I've
so
done that
late.
too.
And
I did it last
I've done it
year.
another
I don't know
time
why.
Where I planned ahead and I wrapped everything nicely. I even put I went to the florist and got some of those little
how
red berries. I
nice.
decorated it so
Wow.
nicely. I took like an afternoon for myself, did that, and it was so nice. I was like,
'cause
I
you
have
were
no
done.
rush. Like I'm just
really
taking my
nice.
time, put on a podcast, whatever.
I love that.
Enjoyed, and then it was like I didn't have to think about anything. Like we got home, put everything under the tree.
I love
it was all
it.
good.
Oh.
So I think that organization can really work in your favor. If you're listening to this, it might be too late. I'm just kidding.
No, she's joking.
Okay, no, it's
no.
December 4th. You have plenty
We've
of
got
time.
plenty of time.
But get to it.
But get to it.
Turn off the podcast.
No,
and get to it.
Listen to Cuckoo while you're rapping. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's a great one.
All right, we'll end on that. Happy holidays to everyone. We should
Yes,
have one
happy
more
holidays. We're having
episode coming out after this before
the end of season 2.
End of season 2.
This is our 19th episode.
It's so fun.
It's really cool. And so just so you guys know, we're going to do one more episode.
Yes.
And then we'll probably take a pause. We're going to keep recording.
Yes.
But we'll probably be back TBD, but maybe February,
Q1.
March.
We'll call it Q1.
Yeah, Q1. We're going to take a little extended holiday in
season.
the French spirit.
I love it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.